Our veteran today is being sponsored by Representative Dale Derby. Representative Derby, you're recognized to introduce the Veteran of the Week.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is my pleasure to present my friend, my comrade in arms, my brother in Christ, Sergeant Don Palmer. Sergeant Palmer was one of the many men that was drafted to serve our country during the Vietnam War. He served from August of 1966 to August of 1968. He received his basic training at Fort Bliss, Texas, and then he was shipped off over to Vietnam. He served at a place called Ta Nim in Vietnam. He was a specialist 5th class, or E5 sergeant rating, in the motor pool of the 548 Light Maintenance Company. Where he was stationed, they were constantly bombarded by the enemy fire, and he served with distinction. He received the service medals of the National Defense Medal, the Vietnam Campaign Ribbon, and the Vietnam Service Medal with 2 bronze stars for 2 campaigns, and he was halfway through his 3rd one when his rotation home came up. He's a member of the Owasso VFW Post 7180, and it is my privilege to present him to you today. And Mr. Speaker, would you have the clerk read the citation, please?
Clerk will read the citation.
Whereas the Oklahoma House of Representatives holds in the highest esteem and deepest appreciation Veteran Donald Palmer for the sacrifices and contributions he has given in order to preserve the freedoms and privileges Americans hold so dear. And whereas among the most honored of all those in public service are veterans who have protected all Americans from enemies both foreign and domestic. And whereas Donald Palmer served in the United States Army from 1966 to 1968. And whereas it is only fitting and proper that the Oklahoma House of Representatives does hereby take pride in recognizing and thanking Donald Palmer for his extraordinary devotion to our country and state. Now therefore, pursuant to the motion of Representative Dale Derby, the Oklahoma House of Representatives extends to Donald Palmer sincere congratulations and directs that this citation be presented.
Mr. Speaker, with your permission, Sergeant Palmer will lead us in the pledge.
Members and guests in the gallery, please stand as you're able for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Attention, salute, pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Representatives, it's also a great privilege to be able to present Sergeant Palmer with this United States flag that was flown over the Capitol here in Oklahoma City as a token of our appreciation from the people of Oklahoma. Mr. Speaker, could Sergeant Palmer have a moment to speak to the Assembly?
Sergeant Palmer, you're recognized for a moment to address the Assembly.
First of all, I'd like to thank Representative Derby for inviting me to be here today, but also I'd like to thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the House, for honoring me as your Veteran of the Week. I'd like to say also that I'm proud that I served in the United States Army, but may God bless you with wisdom as you represent all us veterans and all the citizens of this wonderful state of Oklahoma.